the site that we had never seen of this very pretty car dealer, came shouting at Jan, "We are being kicked out, we need to find a safe place to continue on the repair of our camper van." Hey, today from the lovely kids playground area in the lovely camping where we have seek refuge after this very strange opening sequence. I promise you everything is right, there's no staging. I didn't film everything, you will understand why. Spoiler alert, it is going very well with the car repair. We might be able to bring back that old guy back to Brittany and first to Germany for the next part of the tour. That being said, today is Tuesday, the 7th of October, and tiny boats full of wonderful people and full of hope are sailing towards Gaza. And if they would accomplish that mission, that would bring hope to our hearts. Back to where we are. So it's a very intricate story. It almost looks like a movie, and it's unexpected. So last Thursday, Jan started with the advices from Michael and Erwan, our lovely repair guys, mechanics in Brittany, with their help. Like going back and forth with videos, it started to do the assessment of the engine because the mechanic we had seen on the day before hadn't checked anything. Except for the numbers on the car documents, we thought we had 1 hour to go through like the damage and then estimate how much that would be, how long that would take to repair, maybe order some spare parts. But nothing of that was done. So we were very anxious about that. We did some research. We called our mechanics, and Philip, who is also friend of us and knows about mechanics. And everybody says what the garage here was advising, which was to replace the timing belt without checking anything within the engine and hoping for the best. Nobody serious, no professional would do such a thing. You need to check the engine, and that's also what we thought. So we got worried. Jan started to do the assessment himself. He found that some rods within the engine were bent, the 8 of them. But it was sort of a good news because it did other testings, thanks again to our mechanics back in Brittany. And it seems that the roads had taken all of the damage and sort of protected the rest of the engine. So those were our conclusions. When we tried to reach out to the garage, they just said, no, but you cannot find the parts, they don't exist, they're not produced anymore, your camper van is too old anyway, so you cannot repair it. So I said, okay, so there's no point still doing the timing belt. So we started to think about other solutions. We started to think that since our mechanics were positive that it was absolutely, completely possible to be repaired, that they would even have some spare parts for us if we were around in Brittany. So we started to think about maybe doing one part of the repair ourselves, maybe, and started to look for the spare parts. We couldn't find the timing belt in Sweden or locate it, so we thought we would maybe get it from the repair station we were at. They told us they had sent it back already to the shop that ordered it from. Hopefully the shop was in the same city, so we biked there, and there we met a very lovely crew, a very nice team. And so we bought the timing belt. They offered us a special price because they wanted to help us in this strange situation, which we found so sweet and cute and supportive. We also got some extra tiny parts and glues to go ahead with the repair. We also got plenty of advices on how to do it, and they entered the system, and finally we got what we never managed to get from Ford repair station. And our car is a Ford. We got the number from this for the spare part for the rods that we needed to order, because once you get the number, it makes it so much easier to make sure it's the right one and check in several websites. So that's one thing. And before leaving, we got the business card from the shop owner. We had no idea he was the shop owner. He was called Tommy, and he was like very, very pleasant and helpful. And I don't know if it's because we said that we actually had broken our camper next to his village. When we said it was in Yevre, he said, "But I'm from there," and he knew all the places we had visited, and he also knew Henrik, the very nice person that had towed us in the very first place like 10 days ago. So maybe that's what created the connection. But then he gave us his business card and said, if whether it's night or day, you can call me for whatever you need, which we found not strange in the sense that it's strange, but like unusual, like over nice and protective. So we got back to our camper van. That was the Friday night, and then we thought about starting the repairs. Well, Jan was doing that, not me. I'm just like supporting and editing videos. So we thought we would do that on the Saturday, because Saturday the repair station was closed anyway, and like to make things clearer for what's happening next. So the car dealer has one part. It's a very long industrial building, so there is one part with a very nice fancy entrance to the car dealer area, and then some cars are parked in front of the car dealer, and then there is a car park area which is for customers. And then along that building, when you go to the back, there is also an area with like crashed cars that got crashed on the road, probably, that are probably waiting for assessment for an insurance company. At least that's what it looks like. It looks like an area for dumping cars anyway. And at the very back there are big entrances to repair areas for trucks and buses. And if you've seen the previous videos, it's where we were, in a very dirty like area, and we were in a corner of that area, but in any case very far away and not seen from the very fancy area of the car dealer, which was closed on the weekend anyway. Everything, all the businesses in the area were closed, so that's why we thought it would be more appropriate to be doing like these repairs on the weekend, since they didn't want to do them and we were stuck there. So that's what Jan was starting to do when, and I will try to stick to the facts because it's sort of unbelievable. I still cannot believe it. A yelling man came driving through and parked next to us, opened the door, hopefully didn't get out of the car, although, and he started yelling at us that he would call the police, that we were dirtying the parking, and that he would make us pay for it, or I don't know, because of the mechanics, that we are not authorized to be there, that we were not authorized to be doing mechanics on his parking, that he was the owner. So we tried to calm him down. We have some like experience about tense situation, but not that much, not like that. Like sometimes borders in strange countries can be a bit tricky, so it's best to not be right but have a peaceful situation sometimes. So we try to calm him down. Then he said, anyway, you cannot find the spare parts you are looking for, they don't exist. We said, oh, but we located some like in in England and in Germany. And then he said, yeah, but even if you order them anyway, your engine is completely messed up inside if the roads are in that stage. Without looking at it, he didn't get out of this car. Said like, I have 25 years experience in mechanics, and I'm sure your engine is completely broken from the inside. So it's a loss of time to try to do anything, although his repair station was up to do like to fix a timing belt on that same engine without checking the engine. So it's, I'm not very clear because it's a lot of nonsense all along on the relations we had with all the team of this repair station. Honestly, I've never seen such a thing. Anyway, he went away, which is what we wanted. Then we called our insurance company to tell them what had just happened, so that at least there was some testimonial sometimes if whatever else would pop up. Then we called our mechanics in Brittany, and they assured us that it was completely not true what he said, and that for them the engine and the camper van as a whole is totally fixable, and it's a piece of work, but it's totally doable and probably doable by Jan. And then the third phone call we made was do you remember Tommy that gave us his business card? He's like an angel sent by the gods, really. It was as if he was expecting our phone call. He replied immediately, and he came about 5 minutes later, and he had already a solution for us. He towed us to this very beautiful campsite. The directress Lina is a very warm and kind and caring person. All the team is very nice. You feel like this very loving atmosphere between the employees, which really tells a lot. We've been totally authorized to be doing our repairs. We promised we would do no damage to the grass or let any leaking happen, because engines sometimes have liquids and fluids that are not good for environment anyway. So we promised we would be uber careful. And she said, it's no problem as long as you can repair. We're happy to help. And this is where we are regarding the last parts missing, the rods. We ordered them from Germany, express delivery, so they should arrive today, Tuesday, or tomorrow, Wednesday. Until the last minute when we start the engine again, we can't completely be sure, but honestly, it is very likely that we can repair and depart again towards new adventures and go back to music. And it's probably what I'm gonna try to do today. If you followed along, you will know nothing, none of this would have been possible without the help of people like you, people that send us messages, that worried about us, that also said positive vibes and prayers and wishes. All of this, really, when we were in this horrible repair station, doubting about everything, having people reaching out like many of you did, made a huge, huge difference. It's really what held us and allowed us to have a clear mind and think clearly about what we could do. So thank you for following along. Next news when we receive the rods. Take care, bye!